it's your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, and today we're going to get into a palette mashup using the Divine Rose 1, 2, and the Risque Rose Quad. So I have, y'all know how I am about all my Pat McGrath palettes. I like to mash them together and do a whole bunch of looks together. And so, sorry y'all, it's lipstick on my teeth. I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. But anyway, I want to combine all three of these palettes. So if you don't know, this is the Divine Rose 1. This is a more everyday neutral palette, if you will, which I actually kind of like because these are my types of neutrals. As y'all know, Bronze Temptation is a nice palette, or Bronze Seduction, whichever one the big one is called. But it's like, that's not my aesthetic when it comes to colors. It's warm tone, and I prefer a more cool tone look. Then we have the second one right here. As you can see, the dual chrome in here is the same as another one. As you can see, it's green in the picture, but it's like pink when you turn it this way. So look in the mirror and you see it's green. Look down here, you see it's pink. So that's the color flipping shade in here, which everybody loves about this palette. And then I have the Risque the Risque Rose one, which I really like because I love this pink matte shade right here. So of course I'm going to be incorporating that in here. I've done a look with this one, so I'm not going to use that again. I think I'm going to take literally just this matte from this palette, and I might use this as an inner corner, but since I have so many special shades to choose from in the other 8 palettes, I doubt I will. I'm going to take this shade in this palette as a matte to use. And then I don't know which lid shade I'm going to use yet, but I'm going to dust this matte shade over the top of the pink one because I just love that shade. That's one of my favorite shades to use in here. I'm thinking I want to put this shade on the lid just because it's one of my favorites, and then maybe put like Sextrovert, the dual chrome in here in the inner corner, just to give this look an extra oomph and pop to it. But we're gonna start off with, of course, the Decadence 2. I mean the Divine Rose 2 palette, just because it has the darker shade that I'm putting the outer V on there. So let's get started with that. Where's that brush? Okay, here it is. And I have, do I have on any eyeshadow primer? No, I didn't put on my eyeshadow primer yet. We're gonna put on the primer pressure from Urban Decay. That's the one I've been using today because I haven't been doing any super like colorful looks to where I needed to have the Kaleidos eyeshadow primer. I saw they came out with new highlighters, but I was like, I just don't really care. Like, I have plenty of highlighters. I mean, I know they come up with unique colors, but it's like, who wants to wear a unique colored highlighter like that on their face? I already have Mars Melter. The green one that they had, I didn't get my hands on before they discontinued it. So I'm like, oh, well. I feel like they're like ColourPop when it comes to discontinued stuff. It's like they'll have it, and like 20 minutes later, it's like, oh, well, you all didn't buy it as quickly as we thought you should. So now we're going to discontinue. It's like, what the hell? Like, give me a chance to actually buy it. You know, give me time. Now, I don't know if their website said it was limited edition, and then I just didn't think to grab it before it sold out, but I found out later it was limited edition. I was like, oh, I feel like they've been cool as, like, you know, an extra pop of something when I really feel like being super extra, because I do like the red one. And then I have the two, I have the gold one and the orange one. The gold one kind of reminds me of, was it Trophy Wife? But it's not glittery like Trophy Wife, which is what I want Trophy Wife to be, like a non-glittery, like super golden highlighter. And y'all know I'm not really big on gold highlighters, but I still wanted it to be that. So when it wasn't, I was just like, oh. Okay, so let's start off with this shade. I hate that I got eyeshadow primer on my lid. I mean, in my lashes, but that happens pretty often. So as sad as that is, I'm kind of used to that happening. So I'm just taking this what is it, E45? Yeah, E45. Like the nape has started rubbing off this palette because it's just so, I mean, off this brush because it's so old. But y'all know me, I love a good Sigma brush, so I had to dip into it. I'm trying to like pace myself with eye looks. Like I did 3 this morning. I think it was it 3 or was it 2? Yeah, I did 3 eye looks this morning because I wanted the videos to go up tonight at 7. The new ColourPop Dark Blooms collection is going up tonight. And then I'm like, tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and I have a week worth of Pat McGrath already lined up for y'all. I think the only video you're gonna get that's not Pat McGrath is the Kaleidos video. So I'm trying to get prepared for all of that. So I was trying to focus on the blend. That's what that random just pause was. Let me find me a nice little blending brush. So I'm just take this one because it has a brush on the other side to put my shimmer in when it's time to, and I can save time with that. So I'm supposed to as you can see, it blends out just like a dream, just with so much ease, and it looks really nice. Now we're going to take the pink shade that I was talking about in the Risqué Rose palette, this one right here. I'm gonna dust that all through the crease because it's just a gorgeous shade and I feel the need to. So I'm going to take my reference number 13 and start blending this into my crease. I'm starting a little bit right where I added the dark shade and trying to blend down so it looked like a nice little gradient that's just blended into each other instead of looking like a harsh line, like, oh, this color's there and then magically this one just appeared. So I'm trying to I think I did an okay job because I feel like it looks like a nice little gradient as opposed to just bam, pow, light to dark. Because I hate when it looks harsh like that and you can tell that, I mean, like, obviously you're still going to be able to tell just because the colors are different, but it's like I want it to be like a harsh line showing that you can see the difference. So I'm trying to fix that by blending it into this pretty nicely and then going into the rest of it. Okay, so go ahead and blend into this. I'm really liking this color story together. Oh, if anyone's curious what's on my lips, I have on Flesh 3 from Pat McGrath, and then I put Bronze Temptation lip gloss on top of it. So yeah, it has a nice little gradient blend. No one can tell. Everything's cool. You know, everything's fine. So now it's for the shimmer on the lid. That's what we need to get into. Let me see. I told y'all I think I want to use this one right here. But first, let's dust this color over top, like I said. So let me get my other brush, my diffuse crease brush from, my detailed diffuse crease brush from Sigma. And just lightly dust this over the top of this shade. I think it's doing a nice job of blending out. See, it looks nice and soft and airbrush now. Take this brush again and go over, and then we can start swatching shimmers and figuring out what we're gonna do as far as that whole situation goes. So I love this one right here, but if I remember correctly, this is more like a topper S type thing, but let's swatch it and see. See, it gives you that golden peachy-ish type vibe. I have a nice little classic gold situation here too. Well, not necessarily classic. It seems like to be more like of a, I guess, bronzes type gold. Because on my finger, it's giving me that more bronzes type gold vibe. Then we have some in here. Of course, I will swatch Sextrovert. It's one of my favorites. As you can see, it's pink here, but when I turn my hand sideways, you can see like the green flip on it. See right there, you see the green flip changing. So I definitely want to like I kind of want to come put Sextrovert on the lid, and then just put that peachy shimmery shade I added first to the front, and then maybe put like a gold in the inner corner or something. Let's watch this gold right here, like this type of metallic-y like gold. Maybe that look good in the inner corner. But at the same time, I have like this opalescent type shade I'm thinking about putting in the inner corner as well, like this one right here. This is from Divine Rose, this shade right here. So I'm thinking we'll put that in the inner corner. We'll top that on top of Sextrovert, just because I'm curious how it's going to look on top of Sextrovert. And then that should be our pretty much finished eye look. So let's get to it. Let's start off by grabbing Sextrovert and putting that on lid, because I'm curious how this peachy shimmery shade is going to look on top of this, especially since it's a shifting shade. Like it's going to change the coloring of the shifting because I put another shimmer on top of it, or how's that about to work? I am truly genuinely curious. I know you all probably won't get to see it, but you know, I may try to swatch on the back of my hand and see if it'll like change the color of it that way where you can see it. But I'm just genuinely curious of my own, like how is this about to turn out and look if I do that. So, okay, so we're pretty much done with this palette. Because I got all the shimmers I wanted out of it. We put it on the bed because I don't want that to fall. It costs quite a bit of money. What do I do with the brush? Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to the side that I didn't use. And, well, matter of fact, no, I'll just take my finger and tap that shade on top. Just take my finger and go like this. And tap, tap, tap. And then on top of the Sextrovert shade that's already on my hand, I will tap this on there and see if we can see any difference in the shift of the color once I, you know, put this on. This is honestly just mainly for my amusement, because it's like clearly you're not gonna be able to see the difference on my lid because you didn't see it when I you most likely didn't see it when I swatched it, even though I turned my hand a certain way to make sure you could see it. And I just swatched it on top of that shade, so let's see. I feel like you just see an extra peachy shift to the green. See, I don't really see a difference on my hand. And that's why I'm like, I figure you're not going to see a difference on my eyes either. But I just feel like doing it, so I did, okay? Leave me alone. Okay, so the next, so now we're going to take the inner corner shade. And I told y'all which shade that was. It's in the Divine Rose, the original one. So I'm just taking it and popping my inner corner here real quick. As you can see, there's a nice faded opalescent, like pinky type shade to your inner corner. I'm just over here like, okay. So this is the finished eye look. Hold, please. Let me do a little bit more blending. Now that we've added that extra shimmer in addition to the Sextrovert shimmer shade. And calm my crease down just a tiny bit there. So hold, please. Okay, so now this is the finished look using the Mothership Divine Rose 1, Divine Rose 2, and the Risque Rose Quad. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.